As I said to you or have stated in the past that DevOps is not a title, DevOps is a culture. So deep diving into DevOps give us a clear understanding as to how we can handle multiple simultaneous tasks with speed in the light of high speed and make sure that we understand all of the principles affecting DevOps from the standpoint of cloud and integrating everything that we need to know. As a DevOps engineer, we wear many caps, meaning we are into a lot of stacks when it comes to technology, when it comes to engineering. So we're going to be learning a lot of things. We're going to be exploring a lot of things in DevOps, but most importantly, the automation of DevOps. Most important, the automation of DevOps. Why we use DevOps to automate tasks. And as a DevOps engineer, your strong focus is automation. Your strong focus is automation. So we're going to be exploring a lot of systems in DevOps, a lot of things that we're going to learn about. And most of these things does not really focuses on command, on running commands. No, forget about the command a second and focus on the logic and grabbing the concept for which we are here. So let us pay more attention, especially when we start to go over the courses in DevOps. They are very, very important because they will help us to navigate our way through smoothly and learning us a job that we want to get. Remember, each and every one of you here going to get a job. But to do that, there are things that you need to. Yes. Thank you for that. Amen. There are things that you need to do. And that thing that you need to do is you need to bust your keyboard to do practice, to do more and more. Because when you grab the concept, it's that concept that you're going to take in front of the recruiter. That when you start to explain on things, the recruiter will say, you know what? I don't even need to waste my time to ask the guy more questions because he already knows what he's saying. Yes, there are interviews that people will just say, you know what? I don't have anything to ask you. Because technically, you know that you nailed it. Yes. But interview that you'll be skipping question and tell the man, I will get back to that, it's not a good sign. Yes. But when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Right? Right now, we have to understand everything that ABDA has for you for DevOps engineering so that you can capture it and make sure you understand it. Because after this course, I'm going to be compiling this course together with the mock interview that you guys got taking, which is asking you about 22 questions in DevOps engineering and 22 questions in Linux system administration. I will be calling people out here and asking those questions and even ask you what command you use to get this, what command you use to get that. I will be asking those questions. So please, again, do your best to study and go over your recorded sessions, your practice and everything so that you can grab this thing, because when you grab it for good. Any question before we dive in? And today's topic in DevOps is called IAC, Infrastructure as a Code. This topic is a very, very big topic. It's a very deep topic because the project we're going to be doing today is going to be heavily involved in Terraform. Integrating Terraform. How proud are you going to be integrating Terraform with GitLab and AWS? You are technically blending how many stacks together? 4 stacks, right? You're using Git, you're using GitLab, you are using Terraform, you are using AWS. I'm not concerned about the code or the language the code is written in. That is not you, right? You don't have anything to do with coding, right? It's not your responsibility to know if it's written in Python or HTML. You are not there to be debugging and the code string loop and all of those stuff, right, in the code. Your job is to troubleshoot, maintain, and deploy. That is your job. To troubleshoot, maintain, and deploy. So you are a coach for DevOps. I mean, for developers. You are a coach for software engineers. You coach them, especially when you start working in operation. Those are things that you're going to be doing. So guys, help us help you the best. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm sitting. Literally, I'm just from the office. I'm literally sitting here, and I'm happy to go through this with you over and over and again to make sure that you guys capture it. Any question before we dive in?
Did you say that our job is to troubleshoot, maintain, and deploy?
Your overall jobs as a DevOps and cloud engineer is to troubleshoot, maintain, and deploy, right? Because you troubleshoot the issue whenever you're facing the issue. Because like remember, I told you guys always, like, you are a solution developer. You understand? You should be the last person that people will ask for, for solution that you say, I don't know. No, let the IT guy say he don't know, but not the engineer. So you have to troubleshoot. You have to find a way to solve that problem. All right. And then when you find a way to solve the problem, what is called what? The next thing that comes after is to do what? To deploy it, right? So when you solve the issue, you have to implement the issue. It's the implementation stage we call deployment. And then you also got to be doing those things on your day-to-day basis. That's what we call maintaining, right? You have to be maintaining the environment. The upkeep of the environment falls under the maintenance of the environment. So as a DevOps engineer, your key responsibilities are to troubleshoot, to maintain, and deploy.
Just one of that key point to keep it on.
Yeah. It might come in different phases of things, be using different jargon, but everything falls under what I just said. Troubleshoot, maintain, and deploy. Because when you cannot troubleshoot, meaning you are not an engineer. And that's why most of the time I will be intentionally breaking things and just be asking for thought. How can we fix this? Yes. And that's why most of the time when you ask me for comment, I can say, I don't know. The reason is because I want you to be able to go out there and get it. So how many of you were able to successfully install Terraform, as I mentioned, during the week?
I've done it.
All right. Thank you, Kosi. Who else did it? I'll send a ping in the WhatsApp chat that I need everybody to have Terraform installed on their system.
For me, I already have Terraform installed from the previous class.
All right, then you're good.
Yeah, me too. So
Then you're good. So did you guys try to run Terraform command to see if Terraform is actually installed on that system? Because if a new release that came up, as I know, Terraform has a new release, the old version might be deprecated, so you have to make sure. So just double check.
Yeah, for mine, I did write and type Terraform, in it. It told me that everything is okay. There's nothing to initialize. So I guess it was working for me, or it's working for me.
Yes, you can run Terraform. You can just run the Terraform command, just Terraform, and then you run Terraform init. You can say Terraform format. You can say Terraform plan. You can say, you can use Terraform version, right? Yeah, when you have Terraform installed, it should be accessible from all terminals, so it should be good.
Quick question, a bit question.
Yes.
So for us who don't have it, how do we get that? We should get it by ourselves, or is it open source, or?
Yeah, that was the thought, right? I tried to give you guys more time, so I said, okay, I need all the students to have Terraform installed so that you can get more time for research to research it and install it. But however, I know that circumstances occur, right? Things happen. And I'm going to go through the installation, but I just needed you guys to know that many of the time I will need you to do something before you come to class. But I'm going to take that time to make sure everybody has Terraform installed, because if you do not have Terraform installed, it's gonna be difficult for you to navigate your way through most of the stuff that we're gonna be doing.
Thank you.
All right. The server is your servers is patching, it's ongoing maintenance, so you might not be able to access it right now. But today, after today, it's gonna be okay, and you can access it into your server and do your practice, your normal practice. But it does not affect what you learn it, right? Because this has nothing to do with EC2 instance in AWS right now for you individually. Yeah. Having said that, give me 1 minute, I'll be back. I want to get a bottle of water quick. All right, I am back. So we're going to go over the agenda for today, the topics. We'll finish with this, and then and anybody who don't have Terraform installed, I'm going to go through the installation process again and ensure that everybody has Terraform. So every one of you will have Terraform installed, okay? Is everybody able to see my screen? The PowerShell screen? Good.
Yes.
Okay. So let me fall back. So today is infrastructure as a code, Terraform. How many of you in the class have heard about IaaC? Just put your hand up. IaaC. Infrastructure as a code. I see your hand up, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
All right. So is it just Emmanuel? Who else?
I have done a little reading about it. Not in depth.
Okay. Not necessarily Terraform, but IaaC. Amara, okay. Amara has a hand up.
Yeah, I'm talking about IaaC.
Good. Awesome. All right. Anybody else? IaaC. So IaaC represents or stands for infrastructure as a code. So the question is, when you hear about infrastructure as a code, what comes to your mind? When you hear about this infrastructure as a code, what comes to your mind? Let's have a 2-minute conversation, quick. Interaction, very interactive. What comes to your mind when you hear about infrastructure as a code? Yep. Metal.
Yeah, it's all about automating tasks. It's all about automation.
Okay, that's good. It's all about automation. Awesome. Yes, I will take that. It is all about automation. It's all about modularization or modernization. It's all about repeating things the automated way. Reusability. All right? Reusability. Now, what IaaC is, what infrastructure as a code is, or IaaC is, right? What infrastructure as a code is. Infrastructure as a code serves as a central facilitating collaboration within IT department, enhancing infrastructural deployment, enabling rapid scalability, and streamlining the application development cycle. Is it too much? It sounds like too much, right? Yes, it is. So infrastructure as a code is a platform that facilitates collaboration. Now, remember, your key word that you need to take into consideration is the word collaboration. This word has been spoken over and over and again during DevOps engineering, right? I told you that the heart of DevOps is collaboration. And you guys know, as we are all in this session, we consider ourselves as prospective engineers, right? We have a project that we collaborate on to make sure that we take that project from E to E. All right? So that is what we call collaboration. So IaaC is a centralized platform. It facilitates engineers to collaborate, right? Within IT department. Within IT department, enhancing infrastructure deployment. So what is an infrastructure? Okay. What is an infrastructure? An infrastructure is a system of technology stacks that runs to deliver end products in different different systems or in different ways. So it is a systems. Infrastructure is a systems of technology stacks that is being what? Created or deployed in the specific locations that is used for end user to access, or we say GA, for anybody to access from different ways. So infrastructure in our case is our resources, right, that we deploy and maintain on a day-to-day basis. So in adoption, it ensures constant and efficient practices by leveraging what? Infrastructure as a core across on-premise. Whenever you hear about on-premise, guys, or on-premise, it should come to your mind that we're talking about physical data center. You understand? The word on-premise represents physical data center. Who here have been to the physical data center? Just tell me, or just give me an answer. Or who have seen a physical data center? Yep.
Multiple
So,
times.
multiple times. So when you see a physical data center, what do you see in a physical data center?
You see servers, you see racks, you see routers, switches, depending on where you are, but most of the time you see different servers.
Exactly. So in this case, physical data center is on-premise. A cloud-based infrastructure. So a cloud-based infrastructure means what? Who can tell me the difference between physical data center and a cloud-based infrastructure?
Yes, I can try.
Yes.
A cloud-based, a private, on-prem would be private. It's owned by a company that manages, so it's private, and cloud is public. It's owned by, it could be owned by Google, but it's accessible to multiple clients. So that means like I could be a business in Africa or business in Europe, I can subscribe to them. But on-prem, take for example, like US Bank has their own private and data center is only dedicated to US Bank.
Can I add something?
Yes.
So, and we can say that on-premises data center is physical and the cloud-based infrastructure is virtual.
Exactly. George, I would totally agree with you, right? The definition that you're giving is the type, right, of data center. There could be a public, there could be private. So we also have a hybrid cloud as well as what? A public cloud. You understand? We also have a private cloud as well as the public cloud. But to generalize the definitions of on-premise and cloud is what? A physical and a virtual. Can you see anything in the cloud and touch it? Can you touch the EC2 that you work with? Can you touch the RDBS or the RDS or the file storage in AWS and Azure in GCP? No, right? You cannot touch them physically. They are virtual, but you use them. It's being managed in a remote location. But when you go to the physical data center, George, as you stated, right? You can touch a rack, right? You can touch a server. You can touch a console cable, right?
Yeah.
You can touch all of those things. You can see them. You can touch the laptop that even sitting over there. You can do everything you want to do there. So on-premise is always physical. Our organization can deliver dynamic infrastructure solution to internal stakeholder and guarantee a superior experience of our customers. So RAC affects all of those things, George, and everybody in this class. RAC does not mean that it has to be in the cloud. You understand? Terraform does not distinguish if the infrastructure should be in the cloud first before it deploys. It deploys in any infrastructure, guys, be it on-prem, or cloud or virtual. All right. IAC deployed to any infrastructure. So let's look at the advantages of IAC part terms. Simplifying cloud adoption, right? So the adoption of what? The simplification of cloud is infrastructure as a code streamline the process for embedding cloud-based services, enabling rapid enhancement of capabilities. And then we'll look at automating infrastructure requests, how it does automate infrastructure requests. Infrastructure as a code eliminates, guys, this is the main key thing of infrastructure as a code. Please get this down. It eliminates manual steps in infrastructure requests. What is the manual step in infrastructure requests we are talking about? Can somebody give me one example?
Okay. Let's take for example.
George, one second. I think Amara hand is up. Yeah. You can raise your hand up too, George, so I can be able to just recognize. Yeah, Amara was the first who put it here. Amara, go ahead.
Okay, one of the manual intervention is like typical example how we create an EC2 instance in a cloud. We can literally do that by writing the Terraform code and just sit and watch and allow Terraform do the job in less than a second or maybe a minute. So instead of us getting rid of the intervention, we just write a Terraform code and Terraform is gonna do that instead of us doing it manually. That's one of the manual intervention. I think it's important in Terraform for me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, George.
Okay, I want to be more practical here.
Yeah.
Take for example, if you work as a tech,
Mhm.
for example, you were asked to image a computer. So in the manual process would be that you will have to find a imaging and let's say disk of something to go and image that computer, right? And which would take maybe almost 30 to 45 minutes to an hour. That's a manual process. But if you have a code, you could write a script. Like you can write a script like in with Terraform or Ansible and just run the script, and that you will sit there maybe within the next 4 or 5, let's say 10 minutes, that script will go image the computer, join the computer to the domain, and deploy all the application with all you doing just one hit, and you can sit there and do everything.
Yep. You all saw my reaction, right? I'm clapping. The reason I'm clapping because you guys are 100%. Kosi, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think we have some practice like that one before. Like if we want to update some machine in a company now, we can use Terraform to perform that update. So I can say that that's an example of what we are talking about.
Yep. That is right. So you guys are on track, 100%, right? Manual intervention, guys. people don't know this, right? But let me just say this. A manual intervention, people think it's a quicker way to do things. You understand? But you know what it does? It saves you in the short run, but then it hurts you in the long run. Manual intervention or manual way of doing things save you in the short run and hurt you in the long run. Common example, right? Like George and Amara stated, when you create an EC2 instance, somebody can say, yeah, I can just click in and that create instance, right? Right, guys?
Yep.
You can do that. You can click and create instance. But guess what? What become reusable when George is sick tomorrow, right? And somebody want to provision another EC2 instance, that we don't have anything more than 5 minutes to do that. We want to provision 500 instances across multiple environments. How many times, George, you have to go there to be clicking? Or the next engineer that need to go there. Will he know where Georgie stopped in the creativity of those things? No, because there is nothing being tracked. You understand? There is nothing being tracked. So, to adopt the methodology of DevOps and Agile, we have to standardize our practice. We have to check in our code in the centralized system, a repo, so that we can continue to maintain and use that code. That's the aspect of reusability. So when we're leveraging tools like Ansible, which is a configuration management tools, we can repeat those things anytime, any given time, and any day, any minute, right? If we leveraging tools like Terraform, we can do those things anytime, any day, any minute. If we if we are leveraging a script like Python, or we're leveraging script that a bash script, we can do those things. But guess what? When you're building automation, it takes time, right? I can use 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours to build automation. But guess what? When I build that automation, it's built forever. I just need to be maintaining it. You understand? That's why we need to reduce the manual way of doing things. And guess what? I'm not saying this to scare you away that every company uses automation. Yes, every company uses automation, but not every company practice automation. Because some of the companies that you're going to work with, you're still going to be simple clicking to create things. Especially when you work with the federal government. You understand? So let's adopt the way of leveraging automation to make our life easy. And let's stick to that. George, I see your hand up.
No, that was before me.
Oh, okay. Now, then we say capacity on demand provisioning, right? By leveraging infrastructure as a code, we offer library of services for developers, facilitate capacity on demand provision. So when you leverage infrastructure as a code, it comes with benefit. It comes with many libraries, many plugins, API extension that you can use for developers. Who developers? Engineers. Self-service capability. Infrastructure as a code enable implementation of self-service capability, empowering developers, application owner to request and provision infrastructure tailored to their needs. Right? These things are very, very important. They are very, very important. Standardization and consistency. That's one of the key things of infrastructure as a code. It's standardized. So infrastructure as a code drives standardization and consistency across the organization, leading to increased efficiency and reduce errors or deviation from established norms. So when you standardize a practice, especially when it comes to infrastructure as a code, you also make your infrastructure or you make your company to cut down cost. So you automatically decrease cost for that company. You automatically reduce the error rate for that company. You understand? Because if you keep doing things manually, when you lost some step, you might not know what you did before. 1 month ago, you might not know what you applied. But when you use automation, it is there, it is written. It becomes easier for you to reuse them. That's what we call reusability. So infrastructure as a code has something called the idempotent, right? It's idempotent because the infrastructure is built on that standardization. So the advantage and patterns of infrastructure as a code is very, very powerful. So let's look at the IAC tools that we use. The following comparison showcases some of the leading infrastructure as a code solution extensively utilized by organizations worldwide. These tools primarily focus on deploying infrastructure resources within both private and public cloud environments. Notably, absent from this list are configuration management tools. So one of the things, right, people get confusing. And I don't want any of my students there to be like those people. People up to now has not distinguished between configuration management and infrastructure as a code. But guess what? It is difficult to fully convince yourself because it uses the same declarative approach of standardization when it comes to coding. You understand? So it's very, very difficult to distinguish. But when you look at tools like Puppet, how many of you have heard of Puppet? Raise your hand if you have heard of a tool called Puppet. So Puppet, if none of you, Puppet is a tool that is designed to configure infrastructure, not to deploy infrastructure, guys, to configure infrastructure. Meaning you have provisioned your infrastructure, right? Meaning you have provisioned your infrastructure, and then you want to configure your server within the infrastructure. You can use tools like Puppet to do that. You can also use tools like Chef to use that. To do that. And we also have what we call SourceStack. It's also a configuration management tools. We also have Ansible. It's also a popular configuration management tools that is being used globally or on the enterprise level. We can say on the beta stage. Whenever you hear the word alpha and beta, alpha is non-production, beta is production. So when you say, oh, this thing has not gone into beta stage yet, meaning it has not gone into production. If you hear that this is in the alpha state, meaning it's in the non-production state, it's still in development. So let's get used to those, technical terms, all right? Because it will come a time we need to be using them on a daily basis, because when we get out there for a job, some people will ask you questions and they will want you to deep dive by speaking the language, and we have to get used to it. So they belong to a distinct category and are not primarily designed for infrastructure deployment tasks. Listen to that, guys. They are not primarily designed for infrastructure deployment tasks. While there are many other lesser known tools available, the one listed below stand out their widespread adoption and popularity. So let's look at Terraform. Terraform was developed by a company called HashiCorp, and it was developed in Java language. I would say JSON, right? So JSON came from HashiCorp and it developed Terraform. It uses the declarative approach. Terraform does not belong to any one of those cloud providers. It does not belong to AWS. It does not belong to Azure. It does not belong to GCP. It does not belong to Oracle Cloud. It is an open source that was designed to solve the problem when it comes to provisioning infrastructure. It has an extensive API. What is API? API is what? It's the interface that we use to communicate with programs, to link that connectivity or that connection stream between programs. If you give the extension for API, it's called what? Application interface or program interface. You understand? So Terraform has that extensive API. The API or Terraform is not does not limit to a particular cloud provider. It does not limit to a particular cloud provider. It could be used in Docker. It could be used on on-prem. It could be used in AWS. It could be used in GCP. It could be used in Azure. So look at Terraform. Look at this picture. Are you getting me? Look at this picture. The Terraform cloud practitioner is sitting here and deploying infrastructure. It's going through the plan. It's going through the apply. And then it's going to all of these cloud. As I just stated, right? It does not belong to a specific cloud. So it could deploy anywhere, even the server that on-prem. I can sit there, you can get your server to your house, I can configure your server and deploy to it. It will deploy. That is the work of Terraform. So it becomes the most popular infrastructure as a code tools out there. I know politics is coming around, cross-plane coming around, but cross-plane, then they are controller for Kubernetes. They're not going to overtake Terraform easily. Yeah. And then the next one we have AWS Cloud Formation. AWS Cloud Formation is an infrastructure as a code tools, but it's designed specifically for AWS. You understand? Meaning you can only use this for AWS resources. And then Azure Resource Manager, ARM, is only used in Azure to provision Azure resources. Google Cloud Deployment Manager is only used in Google or GCP to deploy GCP resources. Any question here? If there is no question, we move next. So we're going to understand the purpose of Terraform. We're going to understand the purpose of Terraform. So let's look at the goals of Terraform. Number one is to harmonize resources management through infrastructure as a code. Create a cohesive perspective. Empower the modern data center encompassing infrastructure as a service, right? IaaS, infrastructure as a service. When you start learning cloud, you're going to learn about the PaaS, the SaaS, the IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, right? You're going to learn about all of those things. Amara, I see your hand up.
Yeah, I got questions. So my question is based on the explanation of Terraform, that we use Terraform to deploy into different cloud system or cloud. So my question is, do we have to write a different Terraform, script or command to deploy or to create a EC2, for example, in AWS and GCP and Azure? Do we have to write a different script, or we can write the same script and deploy in those different cloud, infrastructure or cloud, but the same script, or we have to separate the script?
Okay. To answer that question is no, we cannot use the same resources for AWS and deploy to GCP, right? We cannot. It changed because in AWS, how do we call server? That question to you, Amara. In Azure, do you know how we call server?
Not really.
So we call server virtual machine. Do you know how we call Route 53 in AWS? Or do we know how we call the DNS in AWS? It's different, right? Load balancers, all of those things. So it has a different nomenclature of naming convention. So the naming system is very different. You understand? So therefore, it has a different providers. You understand? So we cannot use the same code for that. But the logic still remains the same. You understand? Meaning if you can write a Terraform code for AWS, you are also capable of writing a Terraform code for Azure, a GCP, and the rest of them. Okay?
So let's say we write a Terraform code. We're gonna give it a provider. We're gonna provide a AWS. We're gonna variabilize it. And then after giving the provider, and then we go down one step and it will say provider, and it will be like, okay, Azure provider within the same Terraform code. Does that work?
It's not going to work.
Okay, that's why I was having an issue.
It does not work. That's why I take your mind back to naming convention, right? If you call me Abraham, and then on the other side you call me Samuel, what do you think going to happen?
It's gonna be confusing.
Okay, that's simple, right? So it doesn't work like that. But like I said, right, the logic still remains the same. Meaning, if you are a Terraformer, right, if you code using Terraform for AWS resources, I trust that you can do the same for Azure. But I just need you to know Azure, the theoretical aspect of Azure, and the high-level aspect of Azure, and then you will know how to code in Azure. I mean, in Terraform for Azure. All right?
Thanks.
Then let's look at the benefits of Terraform. Terraform offers broad-level representation of infrastructure through infrastructure as a code, enable assembly and merging of infrastructure components, facilitates simultaneous management of resources through efficient graph-based operation, distinguishes between planning and execution phases, allowing the dry run stimulation. So Terraform is very powerful, guys. For those of you that just seen Terraform, it's not a baby. I'll be honest with you. If you just know Terraform, you get a job. You don't even have to know DevOps. If you just know Terraform, you get a job. So Terraform is not an easy thing. And you have to pay key attention because you get confused in Terraform easily and then you lost everything that you ever think you know. So when you see Terraform, when you see that VS Code open, when we start to architect and read the Terraform code, you have to pay key attention to grab the concept. It's not your Linux command that you just run. It's not Docker command. It is infrastructure as a code. Everything you see out there from the resource perspective, we can code it using Terraform. We can break the whole infrastructure down in a minute using Terraform. And we're going to see it tonight. We're going to be doing some real time. And I have all my engineers in here tonight. I have user story for each and every one of you. And with the only female guy in the class, she carries most of the user stories. So I hope you guys are prepared. So look at the benefit of Terraform. It provides high-level abstraction, right? It's an abstraction layer of IAC, allow composition and combination, separate planning and execution, support parallel management of resources. Terraform is powerful. We're coming to start seeing the dash screen some. Get ready. Terraform is interactive with CLR. Who know what the word CLR means? Put your hand up. Yep.
Command line interface.
Yep. Anybody else have a different name for it? Yes, we do. Why just one name? You can
Terminal
also,
is a CLI.
exactly. Terminal, right? What do you use in the terminal? Do you use any GUI in terminal? No. We do not use any GUI in terminal or any GUI. We use command in terminal. So definitely terminal becomes a what? A CLI. So Terraform interact using CLI, operating locally on the current machine. So when you install your Terraform on your PC that you have right now, you are operating on Terraform locally. That's what we mean. All right? You are operating on Terraform locally. Its ecosystem includes cloud services providers and module repository. And where is that offer? Through HashiCorp. So HashiCorp offers Terraform Cloud and Terraform Enterprise. Basic commands includes initialization. That's what we call Terraform init. Why do we run Terraform init? You will be knowing tonight. But if you look at the theoretical aspect of it, it says set up the working directory for configuration and management. Why do we run Terraform validate? Ensure, syntactic correctness of configuration files. Oh yes, when we make some mistake or we mess up the configuration file, just running Terraform validation, it will tell you. And you can see the picture or the screenshot over there, how we do those things. So the next one we call Terraform plan. Generates an execution detailing infrastructure modification. That's how the Terraform plan works. If you run a Terraform plan, what's happening is you want to see in real time how will your infrastructure look when it gets provision. So the plan gives you an execution output detailing infrastructure modification. So whatever changes that will happen in the infrastructure, the Terraform plan is going to give it to you. It will tell you what resources are creating, how many of those resources are creating. You want to plan. When you're planning, it will give you 1 to plan, 0 to change, and 0 to destroy, because you are planning. And then the next one will say Terraform applies. The Terraform apply execute the plan, applying changes to your infrastructure. That means you say go ahead and create. You give Terraform the go ahead. So Terraform gonna go and provision what you ask Terraform to do declaratively. So it is called Terraform applies. So Terraform applies, execute the plan, applying changes to your infrastructure. So when you do Terraform apply, you will see creating. All this will be created. And then you'll see they're creating, it will be executing. And then when you look in your infrastructure, you will see, boop, it got provision. Okay? That's what's going to happen. And that's what we're going to be doing tonight. So I hope you guys are prepared, right? Because engineers, you guys are going to make sure that you have your task delivered. And I'm working on you guys. I'm working on your Jira board. You guys are going to have a Jira board. By the time you leave DevOps, you'll know about Jira. You'll know how to put user story from one place to another place using Jira. All right? I'm going to have a Jira board design for you. You're going to be picking up your user story from over there. But for now, Jira board is in development, but we're going to be distributing the tasks to you guys, by calling names. So you're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing that. But please be taking that note, because any tasks that I'm giving to you, I have it down on record. Because when you're doing interview tomorrow, you will be telling the person that interviews, say, okay, I work on this project. This project means Abraham told me to do this, but now you're putting it in real time, right? Telling him that you work on that project, or you're telling her that you did certain project. Because whatever task that you're going to be executing, man, you're going to count. That's a project. Nobody break into DevOps or become an engineer from university just in becoming an engineer. If you are even lucky, you got to go to internship first before you even become an engineer as a starting engineer. But people break into DevOps from teaching themselves. Bootcamp is something that means to go through training for 4 years or 2 years. We break it down and give it to you for 6 months or to 8 months. So it's very intensive because they are not taught in universities. So I hope you guys are ready. So HashiCorp configuration language. That's what we call ACL. Anytime you see ACL, it means HashiCorp. It's the father for Terraform. Okay? It's the father for Terraform. So if you want to do Terraform certification, you're going to become what? Terraform Associate Engineer. It's a beautiful certification. If you want to specialize to become an expert in Terraform, you can do that. I did my Terraform certification when I started working as a DevOps engineer, because I didn't trust myself to learn the certification when I was still learning it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get a job. I'm going to work in Terraform, and I'm going to go and get the certification. So when I did it, I went there. The first time I appeared for Terraform certification, I took it, I was successful. So I become a Terraform engineer, certified by HashiCorp. So I will encourage people here. I will highly encourage all my students to at least get 1 to 2 certifications before job. But bulk of your certification, try to get it when you're working. It becomes easy for you. Because when you're working with something that you're seeing every day, right? You can go there, you can get it, it becomes easy. But many of you here, if you see this certification, oh, I'm going to go do it because I'm learning it, it will knock you down very high. Yes, because when it comes to public tests, it's different. Especially scenario-based. When they ask you one question, you will get headache. One question, you get headache. And then you start scratching your head for like complete 10 minutes until before you realize the 1 hour, 20 minutes that you offer is over. Yeah, certification is not the only thing that gave you a job. Certification, I didn't have any certification, I got a job. I always say in this class. It's not about the certification, it's not about the degree. Those things boost your portfolio. You understand? It boosts your portfolio for high-end pay. But what you know, what you can deliver, does matter a lot. So Terraform employs HashiCorp configuration management, configuration language, engineered for reliability by both human and machine. So machine language is also part of that as well. You see how beautiful that is? HashiCorp utilizes core configuration block structure with the following syntax pattern: block label, block body, identifier, expression, which is called the argument. That's how we write Terraform. So we got a block tab, we got a block label, we got a block label again, we got a block body, we got the expression, and we got the argument. And then anytime you open the curly bracket, you have to close it. Anytime I always tell you, I say some of you, when you write a double quote, I see that you don't close it, right? I just laugh. When you're doing these things, and then when you miss a single code in Terraform, you damage your infrastructure. It breaks. Sometimes it will take you like an hour, 2, 3 hours to troubleshoot what is going on. But it's right there. Terraform is telling you that thing. But Terraform does not go directly to where the problem is coming from. Because Terraform knows that you are an engineer. You need to figure it out. But Terraform will only tell you, it will carry you around. You know, when you want something, right? Somebody say, man, I want to tease you a little bit, and then you can figure out everything by yourself, right? Did they give you a little story? You say, okay, well, man, I will learn that, I will figure it out. That's what Terraform do. It will tease you with the problem, and then it will give you the responsibility to go and look for it. Because you are a solution developer. So this template now is what we put into perspective here. Look at the template. The first thing, the block tab is what? What resources, or what is the block tab? What are we doing? We are provisioning something. So it becomes what? A resources. You understand? So that first block tab is called resource. And then the second one is called what? The label. What resource are we going to provision? You understand? In this case, is what? AWS EC2 instance. So not the question, but to you, Amara, right? This is where you see the distinction between AWS and Azure. Because with description last, this using that label. But in Azure, we're giving it what? AZUREM. You understand? So that's how we distinguish those things. So what is the label? The label carry what? AWS_instance, because we are about to provision a server. And then what is the next label? It becomes what? The name for the server. What is the name given to that server? Web_server. And that should always be in the double quote. The both of them. Anytime you're writing label, block label, it has to go in the double quote. You understand? It has to go in a double quote. If you don't put in a double quote, you're not writing the code. And then what argument is going to go with it? Well, you finish declaring your block type, your label, but then what is your argument? You understand? What is your body? What the body look like? So what are you provisioning? What is the detail for what you're provisioning? Say you provisioning server. What comes with server? This is why if you don't know AWS in theory, you will never know how to code Terraform. You see how it's very important now. So you see how we blend those two together. So you have to know the cloud before you know Terraform. The goal here tonight is for us to introduce ourselves to Terraform, because the project we are about to do tonight, we are integrating full stacks, right? We're integrating Git, we're integrating Terraform, we are integrating as well as Linux, we're integrating Bash script, and then we're also integrating GitLab and AWS. So actually 5, just to deliver one endpoint. And our artifact would be, we want to put something out there so that we can see how attractive it can be when you take something from E to E. But the artifact is not your focus point. Your focus point is what? As a DevOps, as a cloud, to blend those stacks together and deliver them through the pipeline. So now we have our argument. The argument is what? We want to provision web server. So web server comes with what? AMR, right? The AMR, the image for that machine, for that server. So that is the image over there. We added it. And then what would be the type of that? Is it a large? Is it a small? Is it a medium? And then we go for what? Instant underscore type. That's why we say what? T2 macro, T2 medium, T2 nano, large, and all of those stuff. You understand? So this is how we write our Terraform code. This method is called the declarative approach, not scripted approach, or not imperative approach. It's called the declarative approach, meaning we declare what we want and Terraform give it to us. And then I look at Terraform plugins, right? That's the plugin-based architecture. Terraform will land on providers. Provider plugin interact with remote system, enhanced functionality. In Terraform configuration, declaring required provider is essential for installation and utilization. You understand? Typically done within Terraform configuration block. So providers are the key components of Terraform, because Terraform uses provider to deploy. If there is no provider, Terraform cannot talk to you. Because if I don't have your phone number, how will I talk to you? If I don't have your Facebook name, how will I refrain you? So if you want Terraform to talk to AWS, the first thing you need to declare is providers, right? If you don't declare providers, Terraform is not going to reach AWS, because Terraform does not have a plugin for AWS. So those are the core components of Terraform. So it's an upstream API. That's why I was mentioning upstream API. Installing the Terraform providers. To install AWS Terraform provider or Terraform provider as a whole, specify the provider and its version in a similar manner. So look at that picture. Look at the picture. That's how we specify providers. All right? That's how we specify providers. So we say Terraform, required providers, AWS, the source, the version. That's how we declare it. We do it different sometimes when we're writing code, but it's the same idea. You understand? It's the same idea. But this is the general way of the way anybody would do it. It's the basic way. So Terraform deploy to Azure, AWS, Google, Kubernetes, Oracle, Docker, and anything. Even on your physical server, Terraform can deploy that. So let's see there. Configure Terraform on AWS provider. Utilize the Amazon Web Service provider to manage the wide range of AWS resources before usage. Ensure proper configuration of the provider with invalid credential. Configure Terraform AWS provider. Edit the configuration block or provider block within the main.tf. Listen to that very carefully. Within the main.tf in Terraform, This is where you should be declaring your provider. One thing you should know though, I will teach you the basic, right? To understand it. But when Abraham, when I'm coding Terraform, I don't do it. You understand? Because I do it on the pro way, on a very high level way. But if you understand the basic, you understand everything. As you get to become a professional, you will know how you can separate these things. But it is telling you that the best practice is to declare a provider within the main.tf block. Yes, 100%. So look at that image. What the image say? Provider is being declared as what? Now, what's the next thing when you declare a provider? Region, right? Because you have to know the region that you are deploying in. Everybody else should know, right? You all have an AWS server. How do you access your server in AWS? Your server has to be located in the region, right? I think 2 of the students or 3 of you, and I will give you guys IAM access. When you are logging into AWS, what you observe when you enter AWS, I think it was Amara that went in another region and he couldn't see, and he started to create a server. But then I said, look at the task that I gave to you, right? That tag says you should be working in US East 1. So there are regions. And each of those regions has something we call availability zone for disaster recovery purposes. So that's how we declare provider in AWS. Look at that image. And then the next important thing is the way we configure credentials. What credential do we need to talk to AWS, guys? Somebody tell me. We need two major things if we want to talk to AWS. Can anybody tell me? Raise your hand. Yep, Kosi.
Like we've done last time, I think we use access key and secret access key.
I need y'all to clap for Kosi. Give Kosi a sign, up to clap for him. Tell him thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
The access key and the secret key, that's what we use to talk to AWS. It's a credential. Credential, guys, is what we call password. But I don't want anybody here to say password, right? If you can't say credential, just say secret. All right? It should either be secrets or credentials. Do not use password. So if you look there, it says you can provide your credential via AWS access _ key _ ID, AWS secret access _ key, environment variable, or you can also use what environment variable and export it these ways. Look here, guys. This is how we do it. And we must do it tonight. It's going to take time. We're going to work with a speed of light. I'm not going to finish all of those slides. We're going to actually finish this slide and deep dive into it when we're doing the actual Terraform. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to be stopping here because this slide, I think it's like 263 pages of slides of Terraform. So we're going to stop here, and then I'm going to get to real time. For those of you that did not install Terraform, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to start taking you to Terraform, how to install Terraform. And I will need you to do it exactly as I'm doing it, because when we leave from there, we're not coming back. Any question? I'll take a 30 minutes for question and answer before we deep dive into this.
Yeah, I got a question. Let me raise my hand. I think that'll be better.
Yeah, Amara, I see you raise your hand.
Yeah, I want to know, how does Terraform utilize our access and secret key to log into AWS and create those whatever we are asking it to create?
Thank you. So Terraform does that using the credentials of access and secret key, right? But then it says, before I get your credential, I need you to configure your infrastructure in a way that I can talk to you. So what can we do? Or what in that case we do as an engineer? We create a user, an IAM user, right? And that IAM user, we give that IAM user the power, meaning if we're using Terraform to create resources like EC2, like VPC, and all of those things, we give the user what? IAM full access in the first place, right? We give the user EC2 full access. I think you guys saw me when I was doing that, when I was giving you that power, right? If you did not see it when I was working from the back end, but that's fine, but I'm still going to show that. So we give you the power, VPC full access, IAM full access, EC2 full access, S3 full access, any resources that we want you to create. And then now, when we should have provisioned you that access, and then when we create that user, then there's a tab that says what? Create the access key. Then we create the access key of that user. Then Terraform now can be able to talk to AWS because we have fed Terraform, we have feed Terraform with that credential, which is the access key and the secret key. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Anybody else?
What the question maybe?
No, I said anybody else. Anybody else has a question?
Oh no, I don't have question.
All right, yeah, just give me one minute. I'm about to share my screen with my Bible. Give me 1 second. All right, I need everybody to open a VS Code. Please open your VS Code. Can you guys see my VS Code?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Oh, my screen is gonna go off. Give me 1 second. All right, am I still sharing my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Okay, good. All right. I'm about to open the browser right now. Everybody go on the internet and go to Google. And tap there, Terraform. Download for Windows. I believe everybody are using Windows, correct? This is for you that don't have Terraform. Again, how many of you that don't have Terraform? Because I will need you guys to unmute yourself and interact with me as we do this together.
I don't have Terraform.
Okay. So it's just been right.
No, I
think
tried downloading it, but it didn't work.
Okay.
I don't have it as well. Part of the
Okay.
instruction.
So I got 4 persons or 4 people. Good. So are you guys here now? When my mouse is moving? Is that where you guys at?
I'm not seeing
there.
it on mine. I bought them to download.
I'm going to send that link in the chat here, in the Zoom chat.
Okay. I bought her download.
Click on that link, guys. It's going to take you there.
I'm there.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you are here, right, I trust that nobody are using MacBook. We are using MacBook. Nobody, right? So we are all using what? Windows. So we're going to come here. You see right here? Where is it? Windows? Yeah. Pay attention to this part, guys. We're going to come here and click on download. What we say 386, right? Or you know what? Do not do the 386 yet. Let's start with the AMD 64. Click here. Click on download to download that. When you finish downloading it, let me know. Usually this goes in your download folder. So you see mine is downloaded. So I click on the folder here and I click on it and then we'll open. You see here? Mine downloaded, right? So do you see here? So it's in my download area. So please confirm that you guys are here. Now you download it and open your download folder. Confirm to me.
Yeah, we got it.
So if you right click on it, right, you're going to see what we call extract or Do you see that? Did you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So click on extract all. And then a box will open, a dialog box will open. You see here? So it said select a destination and extract file. So ask yourself, here's what I always tell people. Where do you want to get Terraform installed on your system? Whenever you see this, please confirm if you are able to see this dialog box first. Confirm, the one that you see on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see it?
Yes, I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So click on browse. And then scroll down and click on this PC. This is your hard drive, right? Your DXC. And then double click to open it. You understand? And then right click inside here to create a new folder. Click on new and click on folder. And name the folder Terraform. I already got Terraform here, so I'll just put Terraform 1. All right? Because if I put Terraform, it will say folder already exists. So I just put Terraform 1. And then you hit enter. Are you there?
Hello.
Awesome. The rest of you, when you're there, let me know.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, are we all good now? I got George, I got Lincoln.
I created my folder already. And I already set it to on the drive C, and I selected the folder already, so just waiting to
Okay. All right. And then I'm waiting on Emmanuel and Benno.
I got
So
it.
this PC and so guys are using one screen, so kind of switching.
So when you click on this PC is technically your hard drive. You open your hard drive, meaning this PC here, right? That's your hard drive here. So you right click in here, and then you go to and create a new folder. So you come to new, come to folder. And then you call the folder Terraform. All right. If you already got Terraform in there, you have to put Terraform 1. If you see my case, I already have Terraform in there, so I put Terraform 1. So this is the folder I created. So please create that folder and click on the folder just like this. just as you see. Do not double click. Click on the folder like this. Because we all need to select this folder. So we got to click to select folder. So let me know when you are there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Awesome. So everybody click on select folder. Make sure you click on the folder first before you click on select folder. So if you click on select folder, look here, guys. You see your path here? Tell me, your path now should be C drive /Terraform. Is that the path that you see in there? Unless if you don't see the path, that means you can go to one drive to access your C drive.
Yes, I see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then click on extract. So you're going to extract this zip folder now to that drive. Look at that. Beautiful, right? You extract it. Make sure you are able to see this Terraform because this is the actual Terraform setup right here. You know, when you click on extract, another dialog box will open with your actual C drive, right? And then this is where you will see your Terraform path here, either when you click up here or you right click on this Terraform. But I would suggest you click up here and make sure your Terraform path is defined as you see mine here. Please make sure yours is like that. If it's not like that, Terraform won't work on your system. So you see,
I have an issue.
yeah.
The problem that I have is that my executable file is coming out blank. Like it doesn't have an extension on it. It's just like a blank sheet of paper. So I tried to block it to see what that could work, but still it's just like a plain sheet.
Share the screen. Let me see your screen. Let me see what you have there.
I'm using two devices, so but I can
What device are you doing this on right now?
my Windows.
And then what is the actual issue? You're not able to see your Terraform setup when you download it?
I downloaded it, did the path, but then after the extraction, I'm not able to see the executable form like this. It's just coming out like a blank sheet. So let me redo it again and see. Let me delete it and re-download it and see if it works.
Delete it and re-download it. That should be the error from the setup. Anybody else? Are we able to see this? As you see mine on my system?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody, I mean, when I say everybody, I mean Benu, George, and Lincoln. While Emmanuel go ahead to download, click in front of your Terraform here. Click here. Click here. When you click in front of it like this, it will go to it will highlight the path. And when you right click and copy this path.
Oh, quick question. The version is it 1.13.1?
I will show you that. I will show you that real quick. Give me a second.
Oh.
Yes. You see my screen?
Yeah, 1.3.
Yeah, that's the version. Did we click here already?
Sure.
Yeah. And copy it, right?
Yeah, copy it.
Yeah.
All right. When you find yourself to that step, you are doing a good job. The next thing we're going to do, click on your search menu on your computer, your search menu, and type ENV. Click on your search menu and type ENV, meaning your search menu, and type ENV. So when you type ENV, my computer want to be funny. But give me 1 second. Computer is not allowing me. It's trying to do something crazy because I did not give the computer coffee today. So all right. So everybody type ENV, and you will see what we call edit environment variable for your account. Edit environment variable for your account. Click on that. Edit environment variable for your account. And this box will open. This dialog box will open. Let me know when you can see that.
Yeah.
We're searching from where? From the start menu?
Yes.
Mine came out a little different. Let's see.
Is that N as in Nancy, AB?
ENV, represent environment. ENV. ENV, N as in Nancy. E as in Echo, N as in Nancy.
Roger that.
Good. And then you will see edit environment variable for user account. Click on that, and this dialog box will open. Let me know if you got here. I know, Beno, you are there. Thank you for the mini.
I'm there.
Okay. How many of you are there? Everybody, right? With the exception of Emmanuel. Then, if you are here, up here, what we call user variables, click on path. We're going to do this very fast. Click on path. Are we there?
Mm-hmm.
If we click on path, and then we're going to click what we call edit. Are we to edit?
Sure.
Let me know, guys, if you are behind. Please let me know, because I'm going to do this. I want everybody to get it.
Yeah.
Click path and click edit yet.
Make sure you are seeing the same thing that you see on my screen. Because if you see something different, call it out and let me know. So not, I mean, when I say same thing, now with all of the specific path, right? But just the same look. So if you come to edit here, right? If you click edit, I need you to click on new. You click on new, you see here, and then you right click. The people thing that you copied today, please put it back. Right? This is what I want to see there. Are you there? Let me know. Are you there? Let me know.
Yes, I already pasted.
Yes.
All right. And then you can click OK. You are free to click OK. First OK. Pay attention, please. First OK. And then the second OK. Did we do that?
Yep. Yes, I
All
did.
right. Georgie, I'm going to have you share your screen.
Yo. La. Oh, what is sharing?
Georgie, open your VS Code. Please close that folder. Close that folder, please, before you corrupt that Terraform. No, you minimize it. I said close it. Yeah.
No, you want me to close the entire folder?
Yeah. And not just for Georgie, everybody. If you're done with that, close it.
Still got my VS Code.
Can you maximize your VS Code?
New terminal.
Open a new terminal.
It's gonna do.
First of all, close your VS Code and reopen it. Yeah, reopen VS Code.
I got two. Did it run a little slow, so bear with me now.
Yep. Open a new terminal.
I gotta do it.
Tap that Terraform and hit enter.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you have installed Terraform.
Okay.
Then don't share your screen.
That's very.
Okay. Come here 1 minute. See my screen?
Do you still have the folder open, Beno, or you close them?
Close it. Close it.
Okay, close VS Code and reopen VS Code. Close all your VS Code you got open and reopen a new VS Code. Open a new terminal.
Mhm.
They're asking you a question over there.
Do you want to run?
Okay, clear your screen. And then tap Terraform and hit enter. Did you close that VS Code to reopen it? Did you close the VS Code totally?
Yeah. Okay, so.
Can you do that again? Open VS Code. Open Git Bash.
Okay, this one.
Tap Terraform and hit enter. We all still need some cleaning up to do because Terraform is supposed to come immediately. Show me your environment variable that you open today. Let me see. The environment variables. Show me that. Open your env folder. Let me see what you got in it.
I came to a path and new where?
Edit.
Oh,
Edit.
edit, yeah. Edit.
And then new.
No.
No,
I had
no,
to see the one there first. Where is the old one?
it's not there.
I'm not saying that there, Beno. So that's
Okay.
why Terraform is not there.
It. Okay, let me
Cancel.
see what I can. Paste. Where?
Yeah.
And then okay, right?
Yes.
That's what I did.
No. Enter. Enter first. When you paste it, you hit enter.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. That's fine.
And you click OK. And then you click OK. Close that VS Code. And then reopen the VS Code. And going forward, do not use cap when you creating those folders then. Because yeah.
So still going keep bash or just
No, do it from bash from from PowerShell first.
okay.
Nope. Terraform is not cap. Do not use cap when you're running command. Congratulations, you have Terraform. So you saw your first error, right? It was not in the path. That's
I
why.
did it, but I didn't press enter, so I just say okay. I didn't. Yeah.
All right, George. Share your screen.
Yes.
Not George, but I call Lincoln. Why am I calling Lincoln George?
You got Lincoln in the class.
I'm doing politics, Josh.
Dr. Lincoln, please share your screen. Close the VS Code and reopen it. Did you already do that? You already got a VS Code open there, Lincoln. I think you did already, so just wait. The Terraform is not spelled correctly. Please spell Terraform correctly. Terraform. Terraform. Enter. Congratulations, you have installed Terraform. So every one of you now have Terraform installed on your system. Okay? Emmanuel?
Yeah, I'm good. I got it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. So we all have Terraform installed on our system. I'm proud of you all. Time to go for the Bible. All right. Let me share my screen. Open your VS Code, everybody. I want you guys to install extension on your VS Code to make your life easy. For those of you that were with me during the other class, you don't need to do that because you already have those extensions. But for those of you that are in this class currently, please try to install these extensions. These extensions will make your life very easy. Very, very easy when you're coding in Terraform. So open your VS Code. Are you there, everybody? Open your VS Code. Make sure you are. Make sure you are.
Git bash now, or just be
Yeah, you can use either. You can use either one. And then one you can use. So if you Terraform from Git bash, you still get Terraform. So open your VS Code and go to what? Is it edit? No, not edit. You're going to be view. You go looking for what we call extension. Install, run, go, switch, explorer, appearance, edit. Okay, so yes, it's gonna be on a view. Go to view.
Yes, on a view right after run.
Yeah, and then click on extension. And then the extension dialog box will open. Are we there? And then we're going to tap into that dialog box. The first thing we're going to tap that we're going to say Terraform.
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, my screen is not being shared? My bad.
No.
I am sorry.
Okay. Which Terraform are we going to select?
So you're going to say Terraform. And then you see this one that say HashiCorp Terraform. You see this one that says HashiCorp Terraform syntax highlighting. This is what you're going to install. You're going to click on it, and then here you're going to click install. If you see on install here, that means you already have it there. All this making sense, guys?
Yes.
That's good. All done, everybody?
Done.
Yeah.
And then the next one, we're going to be looking for is Terraform autocomplete right here. Click on that one and then install it.
Terraform autocomplete. Well done.
Are we there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that should be all good for you guys. All right. So let us go back to view and then click on extension. Sorry, not on extension. The goal is for us to remove this from there. So usually we either have to come here and then enable all extension. No, we don't have to enable all extension. I want to make sure I get this out from a way. I'm looking for a way to do it. There should be a shortcut here. All right, somebody got to figure this out for us. Either from the bottom here.
What do you want to get rid of?
I want to remove this whole side extensions from there. I want to take this out.
Go. Oh, I saw the screen just now. Go all the way to the bottom.
Yep, to the bottom here, right?
Yeah, go all.
Oh no,
Go back.
I think that's yeah.
There should be a data box with or full data box once you click it.
Oh, okay, it is out now. Yeah, it is. So okay, so I then needed to click on file, right? Okay, it's out. All right, good. Thanks, Frankie. All right, so just come down here at the bottom and click on file, right? The goal is for extension to be roll out from there. Click on file. All right, so now we have Terraform. And now we have installed our stuff in Terraform. Let us tease one thing in Terraform. Let's try to create a provider in Terraform. Let's see the magic of our extension that we have used. For those of you that installed our extension, you got to restart your VS Code, please. If you don't restart, it won't take effect. Restart the VS Code, meaning close the VS Code and reopen it. And then bash back and git bash. All right. Are we all set there? Guys, do you guys notice one thing, right? You see how so there is no fake time, right? Our goal is we said we're going to do a lot of stuff, right? We're going to go into automation and stuff. But what do you see? We don't have the time right now. So you see, just to build environment, you understand? Just to set up environment, it takes time. So think about why automation is important. If I were to give you one script here, you're just going to run that script to install Terraform. But then guess what? You have to know the manual way of doing things first, and then you get used to the automated way, right? Because if you just run the script, you might not know exactly what is happening. But then I'll walk you through the step-by-step process to have Terraform installed and executed from any terminal. Meaning you can bash Terraform from Git, you can power Terraform from PowerShell, and then you can prompt Terraform from command line. So since we are here, go and open your terminal. I'm guessing everybody in the terminal right now, correct? And then come up here and click on File. You see here where it says File? Is everybody here? File. Click on that file.
Everybody on there.
Not yet. Any shaking, any wahala? Okay, do not go that route to create file. Do not go that route to create file. Let me make you utilize your Linux skills. All right. How do we create file in Linux, Amara?
It's touch.
Okay, so Amara said to create file in Linux is touch. So I want us to create one file called providers.tf. No, sorry, my bad. I don't want to use the professional way right now, the high level professional way with you. I don't want to confuse you guys. I want to use the easy way, right? Remember, this is not your official Terraform course. Like I told you, based on the project we're about to work on, this is why we're even making you getting used to Terraform at this time. But it's a plus for you though. So I should be drinking a cold wine for
Maybe,
that.
sorry, quick question.
Yes, Beno.
I'm seeing feature/Terraform. I'm not seeing it on mine as well.
No, don't worry about that. That's
Oh,
just my branch, right? Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah. So you bashing from Git, right, Beno?
yeah.
Okay, so you bashing from Git, and then when you type your TERRAFORM, you can see that Terraform command coming up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Good. So everybody, tosh is the command me.tf. Do not enter yet. I'm about to ask somebody a question. Lincoln, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Why are we using .tf as an extension after me?
I may not know exactly, but maybe we're creating a text file.
Yeah, so a text file does not end in
And
TF.
in TXT. Okay, I know.
Yes.
I mean, I know the F, yeah.
Yeah. So George said he wants to help you, but then you will owe him. So George?
Yeah, the TF represent Terraform.
Yes, it does represent Terraform because Lincoln, what we are about to do, we are about to create Terraform configurations, right? So TF must always come after the file. You understand? The mean does not matter. You can put there Lincoln.tf and then put your configuration in there. But if you put me.Lincoln, then it's not a Terraform file. So it must always end in .tf. It can be apron.tf. It can be Lincoln.tf. You understand? One of my colleagues on this call, Frankie Howell. We work to the same place, by the way, for those of you that don't know. One of our co-worker asked Frankie why he using Frankie.s3 .tf. And then I laughed. I asked him, I said, why cannot he use Frankie.s3.tf? He said, because he's using his personal name. I'm saying, okay, do you realize that whatever come after the .tf, that's what matter? And he was like, wow, ready? So you can put Lincoln, you can put Abraham when you like my name so much, and you can put anything. Many people don't understand up to this date that the mean does not matter, but what goes into it can be anything. But just remember to use the standard naming convention as to how you are writing your configuration. But make sure your .tf extension is always available. Even people at our working environment, like I just told you, right, they don't know. those things in real time. So when you type main.tf, you can hit enter now.
Maybe quick question, please.
Yep.
So I'm seeing here on the terminal, you get ABDA Cloud IAC project, .IAC, HTTPD, AWS. Do we all need to go through the same path?
No, brother. Yeah, you don't need to worry about any folder at this point. All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we created it, right? We created a file. So everybody do PWD. Let me see your path that you're in. For me, I'm in like what Conan said, right? I'm in the path, blah, blah, blah. I'm in this.
Yeah. Should we post it or just call it?
No, it's okay. I just want you to know what path you're in. Do LS. When you do LS, like I said, don't worry about what you see here for me, right? Don't worry about what you see here for me. Okay.
So LS, we got meme.tf, readme.md.
Is that what you have?
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. So that main.tf is the file that you created.
Yeah.
So that main.tf was the file that you created. So everybody, hold down your control key and then point to your directory. You'll see the laundry on it like mine. So right click there. Sorry, click on it. And then you will see that your main.tf will be open up here. That is the goal. Okay? That is the goal. So I want you guys to do it right now.
I thought you said we should now worry with path. So we gotta go into the path where we have this.
No. I don't need you to be in ABDA. I don't need you to be in a specific path. But still, by default, you are in the path. All right. So remember, you know what? Let me make things easier, okay? I'm gonna get out from here. Right? I'm not in any path, right? When I say I'm not in any path, still by default I'm in path, because if I did PWD, I still have a path here. So by default, I'm not in a specific directory. So I can say tosh me.tf that you just created, right? And mine is here. And then I say ls. When I do ls, I have a bunch of stuff here. But when you look here, the file that I just created, main.tf, is here. So I'm going to hold my control and click on it. If I do that, you will see it will open up here. If you see up here, you will see my main.tf file will be open. And it will open, but guess what's going to come after it? Who can tell me what's going to come after it? It's the logo of Terraform. Okay. You see the logo of Terraform? But then let me tease your mind a little bit, right? If I were to say Abraham.tf, right? Abraham.tf. You see Abraham.tf here? And I open this. Tell me, guys, what do you see here? You still see the Terraform logo, right? Right?
Yeah.
So what did I say? Whatever name that you put here does not matter. But if I did like this, okay, if I say Abraham.rt or RF or SF. Sorry, I didn't put touch. Abraham.tfs. It will create a file because it will create a file. But if I were to open this, what do you see here? Do you see anything like Terraform there?
No.
Because it's not a TF file. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
So I expect you, when you're creating your Terraform code, always make sure that you are using the TF. Okay? So in my apron.tf now, like I said, right, let's try to create one thing. Let's try to create providers. And we all BB balls and now we got Terraform, so let's create providers. So we click in here, we click on your main.tf. Mine will be apron.tf, it does not matter. I told you this, right? So I'll click in here, right? I click in here and I say, wow, the first thing you got to go for is provider. So as soon as you tell PROV, guess what happened? The list of options come here for you. Beautiful. Click on the first one. It will give you the code snippet. Look at how beautiful your terminal becomes. You see how you make your life easy right there? I'm guessing everybody should have it. The same thing that you see on my screen, everybody's screen should be like that. How many of us have that?
Yes, I do.
I got it.
Awesome. Awesome. How many of you don't have it? I'm guessing everybody has it. So when we were defining Terraform today, we said the first thing that comes after is called what? Block type, right? Mm-hmm. So Terraform did define a block type as what? Provider. What is the next one that comes after it? Block label, right? So what provider are you declaring? I need somebody to tell me.
It could be any provider, maybe AWS or GCP, but maybe the basic one for us right now, we might be using AWS.
Exactly. So we say AWS. Guess what? Come on, guys. Region will come there automatically. Because it knows that when you're declaring AWS, it has to come with region. So if you just take your mouse and click in front, look here, if you click right in front of it here, and then put region, or if you want for the region to come there automatically like it show, right? Like this, just hit your tab key. It will remain there. But now in this case, we are not using US West 2, right? We are always in US East 1. So you get backspace, you say US East that 1. Beautiful.
What am I the impact of the region?
So is the region coming there because you guys have already configured a provider within your VS Code?
No, because of the extensions that I told us to set up, right? Remember, we set up 2 extensions.
I know, but I don't know. I don't think that by default, without configuring the US East or having access to that, it will just pop up. And then
Yes.
by extension, region will come. I just want the class to understand that, by extension, you will have region because Terraform, will automatically provide those extensions, right? But if you don't have a set up region that you connected to, I don't think it will appear right here. You understand what I mean?
Yes, Chris, not say Chris, Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in some ways, right? But in this way, we are not using any region that we are connected to. But because we are developing in our VS Code and the extension for which the class is using, right? It has the power to call and an autocomplete function using the logic that we provided here. You see the first one also in Terraform, right? As soon as we put provider, the next thing Terraform think about is what? Region, right? So in this case, is the work of the extension. Whenever you connect it to region, by default, yes, it will come. But in this case, Terraform is performing that logic based on the extension that we downloaded and installed. Yeah, so that's what's happening here right now.
So if when I tap my own, sorry. When I tap my own AWS region, did not appear automatically.
Okay. It won't appear automatically in all cases, but let me start over again, right? Look at my screen very carefully. We go by provider, PROV. What you see here, provider option came, right? So we click on provider. What's the provider that we are using, class? AWS, right? So the two double quote that open and closes, in between we say AWS. If you did not see region here, you understand? If you did not see region here, but you will see the line. You see this straight line here? Everybody, you see that line. This line, this graded outline. You will see that line. That telling you that your next indentation should come right on here. So in this case, let's assume that you don't see region, right? But once you click on there and then tap region, because we know after provider is region, as soon as you tap arrow, you will see autocomplete will put region there. It is not happening for you guys?
It happened for me, but the region appeared, but the US East 1 or 2 didn't appear automatically.
Yeah, exactly. Just forget about the US West, right? Whatever will to come there. But once this option called region pops up, that's what you should look for. Did it pop up for you guys?
For me, it didn't, but I tap it in, so that's fine.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to pop up. That is the work of autocomplete. I need it to pop up. Because if provider can pop up for you, region should pop up for you.
Okay, let me go back and see my more times.
And for your information, if you are not indented under the error of your provider block, you won't have region popping up for you. Because Terraform is very sensitive when it comes to what? Indentation.
Well, it did though.
So once you come on here, you'll see region. When you hit on region, region will say region equal. It will come there automatically. Then you can say US dash East dash 1.
Is it not supposed to be in quotation?
No, not quotation. It's an array. I mean, it's not an array, so it shouldn't be treated like that. Yeah. So then the second one, right? In here, you click in front of this now, and then you enter one step. You can even enter 2 steps. It's up to you. So you enter 1 step. Everything should be lined up. And then you can say what? AWS _ access _ key _ ID space equal space. Then you can put your AWS access key value. But in Terraform, we do not hard code. We variabilize. So we say var, which is called variable, and you'll understand this in deep when we're doing Terraform. var.aws _ access _ key _ ID. And then automatically the logic will assume that the next one will come after it will be secret. Guys, look at that. You just hit your tab key because you know that's going to be secret. It will come there. It will come with red line on it. That's fine because you don't have these defined anywhere. So it will tell you that you can't find it. That's fine. All right. So this is how you declare your providers in Terraform. Any question?
Yeah, for my US East 1, it's not coming out color coded. Is it because yours has already been configured before? That's why, and mine hasn't been. Is that why I'm seeing it in a white text instead of blue?
Yes. Then in that case, I will give you guys another extension at the end of the class, so it can come color coded, which is called a JSON extension. All right. Yeah. I love for everybody to see that beautiful color, right? Yeah, that make your screen to be very attractive. So guys, this is how we declare our Terraform provider. But hey, when you start Terraform, man, you're gonna love Terraform. You're gonna love Terraform because there are a lot of stuff you're gonna be doing. You're gonna be like, wow. And then the project that we have to provision here, the project that we have to do effectively tomorrow when we come, we're just gonna be jumping on that project because we already have our Terraform, everything configured. Is a complete E to E CI/CD pipeline that provision applications that track employees' time in and time out from office. Or on the other hand, also track the weather or something like that, right? Like I said, forget about the application. Focus on the logic. So it's a complete CI/CD pipeline that we're going to be developing to take that code and deploy it. So that pipeline will create a web server. That pipeline will configure the web server and install Apache on that web server. That pipeline will grab the DNS out of that web server and give it to you and say, okay, you can access your website. And everything going to be done in GitLab CI/CD. But then we're going to be integrating Terraform. We're going to be integrating AWS into that. So that is I call it a two-tier application we're going to be designing tomorrow. Also, the three-tier application we're going to be designing tomorrow. And then once we do that, we're going to be level one more, and then we're done with GitLab. Then we'll go halfway into DevOps. And then we start on Terraform. And then from Terraform, we're going to be doing Docker. We're going to be containerizing, but we're going to be going through again the same GitLab CI/CD pipeline to orchestrate on Docker runtime. And once we're done with that, we're going to be done with DevOps. By this time now, you can say, wow, I can be a system engineer. I can be a junior DevOps engineer. Then you can knock your chest and be like, I think I can do this. I can go for this job because you know most of the job description for the role of a DevOps engineer. And then I'm going to be introducing some test cases to you, the testing tools like SonarQube, the Veracode, the Black Dog, the Black Hawk, all of those tools. We're going to be introducing it to you on a high level, but we'll give you the responsibility to go and do research on them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the next route you guys will be going. Any question?
Yeah, quick question.
After that, do we click enter?
Yeah, Bliko. If you finish declaring all of your argument. Yes, Emmanuel, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, so I see that AWS has different locations where they have their data centers. Does it work with Azure as well?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're talking about location, you're talking about in terms of regions, right?
Yeah, in terms of region, like the way we have US East 1.
Yes.
Or US West.
Yeah, Azure deal with Zone.
Oh.
Zone. Yeah, AWS will say AZ, right? Azure will say Zone. Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3. Yeah. By the way, when it comes to cloud, right? I'll be honest with you to say this, but a lot of politics behind it. When it comes to cloud, the bigger boss actually in cloud is Google Cloud. But because of politics, yeah, they try to make Google unpopular, right? Google, most of the big technology you see, like Kubernetes, right? Kubernetes is a powerful orchestration tool. It was designed by Google, and they gave it as a project. And everybody adapting to it for massive orchestration for containerization. You understand? And then AWS is next with the one solution DNS. The reason why Azure is very important, guess what? Because your federal government lives in Azure. So, you know, Azure will always be important, right? Microsoft, you know the name. So that's it. But now, Jeff Bezos in the picture now, so everything will be going AWS. We read all the BP contract and coming to AWS. Pay as you go. They're getting all the billions of data. So I'm just giving you a little gist right behind the back door. I mean, at the back door, what is happening? Why you see all of those tools are powerful. You can ever hear about Oracle Cloud. It is there, but you don't hear about those things, right? People using it.
And class, let me just say, Abraham is telling you guys the secret because Abraham are the ones playing the politics. So that guy is a big guy. Don't joke with him.
So, Frankie, don't talk. Those guys that will learn as they go along the way. They will see the big picture. So, these are things that when you see tomorrow, you say, wow. Frankie, remember when one of, I think it was Ali or Dan that went in AWS and saw the budget for that month and then he gave up.
That Dan, yeah, Dan.
He was like, what? A month, 800,000? I'm like, dude, what do you think this place to be? Do you think like this is your kid farm that you can come and just harvest?
And that was just for hosting one application. Just one application. So
yes.
So that's why you learn this thing, you're gonna make money. Just try to learn it, because just to host one application. And
one budget just for that forecast fund.
Yeah.
So like the accountant or the finance people will go there, and then we got a reporting for them, right? We got a reporting template set up in AWS. They go and download that reporting template, the CSV file, and consume it, and then they do the forecast. The business team. This month we spend this, that, we spend this, we spend that. We just look at it and laugh. So come on, you guys, just talk and just go sit, because you know what I mean. You got no clue on how those reports are getting generated. Well, all it does is go there and download it, and then go and say, okay, this month we spend this, we spend that. That's why I tell people, no enterprise waiting for you. So we are waiting for Amara, we are waiting for George to come in and take on everything. They did not wait for you before the environment got built. You are going there to do housekeeping. You are going there to technically do housekeeping, to maintain, troubleshoot, and deploy. That's why you are there. You're not going there to say, oh, this year pipeline can be that this young guy to change it. Then you haven't been telling people to change the pipeline. Who are you in the first place to tell people to change the pipeline? So all of those things, you have to be very, very careful in enterprise. That's certain thing you cannot say. I don't care how you know it. It can be low key when the time reaches.
If you really think about Matthew. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. Shut up.
Yeah.
Who cares about you?
Yes, you gotta shut up. Nobody cares about you. Just shut up. Go get paid and leave. If you reach to your skill, people will employ you for your skill. Then you become that's where you become an asset. You understand? Don't go and just go showcase your skill from the first day. No, low key. Take it easy. Nobody fire you tomorrow. You get at least 6 months before they can even determine that you are not doing anything. Go chop that money and learn. Yes. Don't go be deciding, how the input system should be. So, how much do people invest in hiring Infosys to design the system, migrating the application to the cloud? You know how many billions of dollars? And you go and say, no, your application can't be like this, it can't be like that. No. So that's it, guys. I'm not going to take much of your time, and do your best. Do more research. Tomorrow is the heart. We're going to come and then dive into the project. It's going to be very, very good. Like, you're going to see your application, you're going to see your artifact getting deployed. I call it the dev environment. I have a user story, everything designed for each one of you. And you guys are going to be taking out that user story tomorrow. Okay? We're going to be deploying that through the CI/CD pipeline. When we did the first deployment, guess what? It was just one stage, right? You just saw there apply, and then you saw the pipeline pass. But this time, you go to see the step one, me validate, plan, apply, and destroy. You're going to be seeing that step in the pipeline, and you're going to create it yourself tomorrow. I'm going to go through the code. I'm going to explain the code to you. You're going to have the code. You're going to deploy that step by step. All right, guys, not to take much of your time. Have a nice day or night. I'll see you when I see you again tomorrow.
All right, babe. Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, good night.